You are listening to the Estheticians Earning More podcast with Brittany Hageman, episode number 125. Welcome to the Estheticians Earning More podcast. On this podcast, we talk about how to love your esthetician business without the hustle, exhaustion, or overwhelm as it booms into a successful business. I teach simple ways how to approach your business that gives you your life back while still growing a profitable business. I grew BLH Beauty in San Diego to a 6-figure business, and I learned a lot along the way, which I'm excited to share with you here. So let's get started. Do you want to make $100,000 revenue in your esthetician business? If so, I would love to show you how. I want to invite you to coach with me in my one-to-one coaching program. It's completely customizable. The way that it works is we sit down and figure out what you've been doing in your business that hasn't been working, and then make a very specific plan that I help you follow over the course of 6 months to get it done. We meet weekly for 30 minutes and discuss exactly what went well that week and we're going to do next week, whether it's your pricing needs to be raised, or you need to have boundaries with your clients, or if you need to learn how to sell skincare, or you need to niche down and you're doing way too many services and not making money, or all of the above. Whatever the issue is, whatever the reason is you're not making money, we'll figure it out together and we will grow your business into a really profitable business that's sustainable, that you love, and that really helps people. I cannot wait to be your coach and to work with you. To learn more, go to the link in the show notes. And with that, on with today's episode. Hi, happy Monday. Welcome back. I hope you are doing well. Happy Halloween. I'm really excited about tonight because it's the first Halloween that my daughter is actually going to trick or treat, even a little bit. We're just going to go to a few houses. It'll probably still be light out when we walk around. These are the things that I dreamed about when I became a mom or when I thought about being a mom. So I'm so excited for it. So excited for these things. Yeah, so I'm not actually a Halloween person in general. Like, I don't decorate my house on Halloween. I'm not really big into costumes, but this is the fun things for me, and I'm really excited about it. I today wanted to talk to you about your numbers. You may not be listening to this podcast because you don't even want to hear me talk about your numbers. And if that's how you feel, then you are in the right place. I have been doing the kind of consultation, be getting calls with my new 100K in 1 year revenue clients. And the first place we start is their numbers. And I've had a mix of people's feelings around it. Some people are very excited to look at their numbers. Some people are very terrified. Some people don't even want to talk about them or look at them. Some people have never looked at them ever before. So I want to kind of dive into what to look for, why it's important to look at your numbers, and to kind of give you a big hug if talking about numbers is kind of terrifying for you. First and foremost, if you own your own business, it's super important to do bookkeeping. I am not a bookkeeper. This is not my strength. It cannot be your strength as well. But you need to have someone who is doing your quote unquote books, meaning allocating money, how money is spent in your business. So allocating if it's something that your money you're making or money that you're losing. Now that may seem like, why would I need to pay someone for that? But by doing that consistently and seeing exactly, categorizing exactly how your money is being spent and how money is coming in, it gives us so much information. Because that is how I, as your coach, or you as just your esthetician in your business, can make informed decisions about what's working and what's not working in your business. So if you're spending a lot of money in one area and that isn't, like, you're spending, I don't know, $500 on ads every month and you haven't had any new clients, that gives you information that that ad may not be working. Or if you look at how much money you're bringing in and you are bringing in $1,500 a month in services and nothing in product, that tells us you're not making enough money because you're not selling product. That's one of the reasons you're not making money. So the numbers can really tell us multiple things. And so I'm just going to talk about overall terms just to kind of get you feeling more comfortable, and then talk about kind of how you can help yourself feel better about all of this. So some terms that may be helpful for you. The term revenue, you've heard me use that word a lot lately. That means all the money that your business has brought in, your total amount of money brought in. Revenue is important. It tells us how much money the business is making. But you know, as a business owner, you don't take home every penny that you bring in, right? You have rent, I'm assuming, in where you do your work. You have things that you're buying for your business, whether it's back bar product or cotton, or you're paying for laundry. Maybe you're paying for more education. Maybe you're paying for a machine, like you rent a machine from a company that you pay for every month, whatever it is. So that is considered, if you look at a profit and loss statement, which is your bookkeeper can give to you, or if you do your own bookkeeping, you know how to pull it yourself in your software. Those are the losses. That is the money that after your whole revenue, that's the money that's taken out. That's all the things that you spend your money, business money on. And at the end, that's what's left over is your profit. Something that I've seen, and I have seen consistently with many clients, as well as something that was happening for me as well, which is you may not be making a profit. You may be making this revenue number, you may be making, $5,000 a month, and you're spending $5,000 a month. So you're not making any profit. You're not taking home money every month to help pay your own personal bills. Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. If this is you, do not be embarrassed. Okay? A lot of the times when I start to have these conversations with people, there's a huge amount of embarrassment. It's like, I know I'm not paying myself, and they don't even want to tell me they're not paying themselves. No shame. However, my job as your coach and the purpose of your business is to pay yourself, is to make money. Now, how much you pay yourself and how much you save for taxes, all of that, again, you need to have a bookkeeper or an accountant advise you on that. I do not have the expertise to advise you on that. There can be some standard numbers that you can figure these out from working with those tax professionals. But if you are not paying yourself, there's a lot of things that could be going wrong in your business. Maybe you're brand new and you're just breaking even every month. Okay, totally. But you can't be brand new forever. If you've been over a year in business and you're not paying yourself, we need to look at why that is. Is it because you aren't bringing in enough money to pay yourself? Is it because you like to buy things? Is it a combination of both? Again, you and I sitting down looking at these numbers, or you on your own sitting down looking at these numbers will tell you that. And if you're like, I cannot sit down, look at these numbers, then definitely let's talk, because that's my job, is to help you look at them. But usually the reason you don't want to look at them is because there's a lot of shame around it. But what if it just was that way for 99% of you? What if I put all of you in a room that has told me this before, including myself? I've been in that situation. What if we all sat in a room together and raised our hand like, yep, me too? Because I promise you, if I could put you all in a room, including me, and we all said, yep, I have felt this. This is exactly where I've been. You'd be like, oh, okay, it's not a me problem. It's just a thing. And yes, of course, we want to work out of that. But that is just a common experience, especially with new business owners, especially new business owners in this industry. I just told one of my clients this story. I think about how I have a really good friend who works at a startup in the San Francisco Bay Area. I know she makes a lot of money, like multiple six figures a year. I don't even know what they do, honestly. It's some tech thing, some San Francisco based tech thing. And I know that they had investors, right? And people who invested in their business. And I don't know if this is the case currently, but up until last time I talked to her, the business still hadn't made any money, and they are working and using the money that investors have given them. Now, I'm not saying go out and get a bunch of debt in your business and just kind of like live in that world, but that can happen with businesses. You can be working for a while and not be bringing in a profit. That can happen. But if you have been at this for over a year and you are not bringing in a profit, a couple of things can happen. One, You become so burned out because you are literally working for nothing. I know you may be buying a new machine or a new skincare line or investing in your website or investing in some training or whatever. I get that to be true. But you not paying yourself, it does, you feel that. There's like an energetic thing that's happening. You're not actually making any money. Even if you have your bills paid, like even if for some reason you don't have bills that you have to pay, so it's like not a need for you to take money home. That's number one thing. Number two thing, if you genuinely cannot pay yourself, you're not going out and spending crazy amounts of money on different things every month, you just don't have the clients, you don't have the money coming in, then there's certain things that need to be changed in your business, 100%. And I guess my guess would be for you, as it is probably for most people, is a combination of both. Usually we think bringing this new skincare line is going to be a big business boom and you're going to make a ton of money. Or you are trying to build a business off of not that many people and it's very frustrating because you consistently are trying to make more money and you're kind of just hit a wall, right? So looking at these numbers, while terrifying, it's just information. Again, if you and I were sitting down and looking at these numbers and it was just a business, like if I was just working for your business and you didn't own it, we both just worked for it, it wouldn't be terrifying for you. It would be information. Businesses have these meetings all the time where they look at their numbers and say, what's working, what's not, how are we making money, where are we losing money, what is giving us a good return for our money, right? All of these strategic questions. And that's why it's so important to know your numbers and to look at your numbers and be aware of your numbers. And I also think there is a value into just putting your head down and working and then being like, oh, wow, look all the money I'm bringing in, for sure. I know I got to that point. A lot of my clients who've hit 100K didn't even know they were hitting 100K because they were just working, seeing their people. They were just doing their thing. That for sure was me. You know, I was just working. I was seeing my people. And all of a sudden I was like, I wonder what my year-to-date numbers are. And I pulled them up and I was like, oh, I'm like at 90 something. I'm going to so hit 100K and surpass it. It was like kind of like it snuck up on me. It didn't really even occur to me that that was happening. I just was like, I knew two things to be true. One, I was making more money consistently. I was more booked. Clients were buying product. Clients were coming in. And I was able to pay myself more. I knew those things were true, right? I was paying myself more and I knew more money was coming in because I was able to pay myself more, right? My expenses didn't change. I didn't start spending more money because I was making more money. I was really careful about keeping my expenses the same. But again, I was focused on the business building parts of building a business and not looking at the numbers because sometimes the numbers can kind of scare you. And I know they scared me. So if you are like, okay, Brittany, I do get scared with the numbers and looking at the numbers kind of freaks me out. And then I can't really like build my business because I'm thinking about the numbers. I hear that. And we don't have to look at the numbers every month or every week if it kind of stops you in your tracks. But if you don't look and see really what's going on, you may be just doing the same thing over and over again. And that is why you're not making money. So for me, I was scared to look at my numbers. I knew I had money coming in. I was, doing my makeup. I was doing the waxing. I was doing facials. I was trying to do acne. So I knew how much money how much money was coming in, how much money I needed to cover my expenses. So those numbers I knew in my heart, in my head. I didn't need to look at those up. And I could see the money coming in. So I knew that things were being covered. And I thought, I'm going to continue to cover my expenses with these services that I'm doing and to go all in on acne. That's going to put all my heart and energy. And it's not to make money or to even replace that money. It's just to bring in more money and to serve more people. And that's what I did. And then that's how the 100K happened. If I wasn't aware of how much I was making and where the money was coming from and how much time I was putting into things, I couldn't make those strategic decisions as I went through. So like the first thing that I dropped was waxing. Like, I was looking at those numbers. I was not making that much money waxing. It didn't cost money, a lot of money to wax. It's like a low back bar expense. But like, that was very easy for me to be like, financially, I'm not making any money from this. I'm just going to cut it from my services. Even if I had clients coming in and it was easy and whatever. That to me was like an easy thing to cut. The second thing I cut was the makeup. Again, I started looking at my numbers and being like, wait a minute, I'm making a lot more money in the treatment room than I am going out and doing makeup now. Like a Saturday morning and doing in the treatment room, doing even facials, I'm making more money than going out and doing makeup all morning. So once that became crystal clear to me, I cut the makeup. However, I never dropped doing facials. I still did facials up until I closed my business when I moved to the Bay Area. And that's because I was still making really good money doing facials. Even though it wasn't something I really loved doing, I had those super loyal clients that came every single month, that some of them bought product, and they were really great people, really consistent money. And I liked doing it for them. I didn't like doing it for like new people. I wasn't taking new facial clients after a while. But that's something I didn't drop because financially it didn't make sense. It worked for me. But again, if I hadn't known, okay, I make this much an hour doing acne and this much an hour doing acne and selling acne products to an acne client, like you see how those numbers, like is how I can make these decisions and how I knew when it was okay to say, okay, no more of this, because I knew all of these other things were happening. I think about what it is that makes money the scariest. And for me and for my clients, I think it's two things. It's one, feeling that there's not going to be enough money and being afraid if you look at something and there's not enough money there, now you have to make a decision. You don't want to have to make that decision. So it's just easier not to look. Maybe the decision is you need to get a job, or you need to stop doing this, or you need to start doing that. And so it's just easier not to look, because then you don't have to make any decisions that are hard and scary. Another reason I think looking at money can be really scary is because we need money to survive. And if you look at money and you're not making the money you think you should be making, it can set off an internal alarm system in your brain that you're not going to survive. That is terrifying. I have felt that way. I hope you haven't felt that way, but it's more likely than not that you have. So when that alarm system goes off in your brain that you're not going to survive, you're not going to look at that numbers, right? If you're like, I know this is what's going to happen, I'm going to completely freak out when I see these numbers. My brain's going to like go into full on panic mode. I'm not going to look at those numbers. I don't want to feel like I'm going to die. I don't want to feel like I'm not going to survive anymore. I'm going to not have enough money for food and shelter and all the things that I need to live. I'm not doing that to myself. I'm just going to put my head back in the sand and hope everything works out and work, and not really look at it because I can't handle the alternative. Okay. I just want to give you a big hug. This is how you feel. And I imagine you do feel this way because this is how humans generally feel when it comes to money. Money can be a security issue. It is. You need money to live. It's just the reality of the situation of our lives, the way our culture works. So if this is you, if you're in the situation where you know you need to look at money because you know something's not working in your business, or multiple things are not working, there's a couple of things happening, and you know if you look at it, it'll be crystal clear what that is, and that can give you that arrow to point you in the direction to make the changes you need to actually make a big change in your business. You know this. You're like, I know. Not new information to me, Brittany. But you also know that looking at those numbers literally sends you into fight or flight. It's a panic mode. You're like, my stomach drops just thinking about it. My hands start sweating. I can't really swallow. All the things. The reason I know all this is because I've felt this too. Then what can help you the most is coaching, right? Like getting past those mindset blocks is what will be the changer for you. Getting past the mindset blocks of believing that looking at the numbers will prevent you from surviving, essentially, right? Like numbers equals not surviving. Once you change that thought belief and you continue to work on that and see it as it's just as something that your brain's offering and you don't have to believe it. Let me tell you, my friend, I'm going to tell you right now, I wish I could just like hold onto your shoulders and look you square in the face, because just imagine that's what I'm doing right now. If you change that belief that looking at your money means you will not live and you will not survive, and you look at it as money, looking at your money is giving you great information to continue to point you in the right direction, you actually believe that, your business will change 100%. There is zero doubt in my mind that to be true. That is it for today. I know this is a hard topic, and I've talked about money in the past on the pod. I will continue to talk about money, especially for women. It's a really touchy subject. But I promise you that if you embrace it and you lean into it and you work on it, if not with me, with somebody else, what can change in your life will blow your mind. I'll talk to you next week. Have a great week. Bye for now.